Wonderful. We are live. Let's put some music. All right, welcome everyone to another episode today with a beautiful and incredible leader, Janet Nambi. I'm so honored and so happy to have you with me today. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here today with the beautiful Dr. Hynd.
Yes. It's incredible. I want to understand and share your beautiful journey. And if you can tell us a bit, how did it start from Uganda all the way to California?
So the journey has been quite interesting. A few bumps in the road, but I'm born and bred in Uganda. I left Uganda to go to high school, to finish my high school in the UK. And when I completed high school in the UK, I wanted to venture out more. So I came to the US for undergraduate school and worked here for several years. I think it was about after undergraduate, I worked for about 7 years. I also did
What did you
grad.
do undergrad? What state were you in?
I was in Washington, D.C.
Oh, like it. That was
Yeah.
my city too. I lived in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah? Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Such a small world.
Virginia Avenue.
Oh,
Georgetown, Bottom. Yes. I was there.
nice. I went to Howard, so that was my
Oh,
territory.
yes, of course. Amazing. Well
Yeah.
done. Well
So
done. Mhm.
after Howard, I did my graduate school at University of Maryland. Back then, it was called University College, not the College Park, the University College campus
Okay.
mostly for, that catered to us who were working and studying in the evenings. And I worked in banking for 7 years, moved back home for a while, just came back.
You did go move back there. You went back to Uganda.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, I
So
like that.
after I had my first child, man, it was such a hustle living with a child here in the US. And
Mm.
I'm a brat. I'm spoiled. Back home you get a lot of help.
Yes, we do. I
So I was
know.
tired. Took
So
a
true.
break, went back home. But during that time, I was talking to a couple of friends and I'm letting them know about how I want to start a business. And at that time I was thinking a career agency, where people walk in with their CVs. These are so popular in the UK.
Yeah.
You walk in with your CV and you're placed or with a temporary or permanent role somewhere. So I wanted to start a career center. And my friend she said to me, look, she was working with a telco at that time, and she said to me, look, we're getting ready to outsource our service center. How about we team up, start a business so we can grab that, you know, grab that opportunity? And so we did. I teamed up with her and her husband. We started a company called NFT Consult. It was a recruiting agency.
Okay.
And I was with that business for 10 years.
So it works.
6 countries, and
Well
I burned
done.
out.
So you
Oh,
were a bright,
sorry,
successful entrepreneur. You were a brilliantly successful entrepreneur for 10 years. That's
for 10
really
years. I almost burned out, and I had to leave. Had to leave, but it was such an amazing experience.
a lot of work.
But if I could do it again, I would definitely work with them again. So, but after
Really? Well done. And
So it was after that I left. 10 years down the road, I had to leave. I was almost burning out. We grew it to 6 countries. It wasn't within Africa. It was no easy task. And I just needed to rediscover myself, rediscover my passion. And Then I left. Then got into coaching. 2023, I came back here to the US, and
Mhm.
largely because I'm starting to move my kids back for the education here. So that's here I am.
That's amazing. And it's so beautiful. And you did say there were some bumps in the road, but you made it through. You
Made it
made it.
through. I mean,
You
you
made
have
it
to
through.
survive.
You have to survive. What helped you survive the challenges and, you know, the moments that were really when you just want to give up?
I think having been raised by a dad who, every time you say it can't happen, he asks why not? How can it not? I
Mm,
live a lot by that. It is, what can I do better? There's always something out there I'm looking for that can help me do better. And
mm,
after burning out, almost burning out in that previous business and feeling at a loss, not
mm,
knowing where I wanted to go, not knowing what I wanted to do, I on that self-discovery journey, I found coaching, and that has been a lifesaver.
mm,
Honestly, coaching has changed it all for me, because if I did not have that accountability partner, or knowing and understanding, that when we are almost hitting rock bottom, you can always get up, you can always get out of it. You just have to train your mind to be able to get out of it. If I
I
didn't
love that
have,
you have to train your mind to be able to get out of it.
you
I
have to,
love that.
you have to. If I didn't have that, I would be at a loss. You know,
Mm. You
yeah.
would have given up.
You have to get up. Now, the I went to the life coach school, and Brooke Castillo always said,
Yeah, Brooke, yes.
she always said that you can achieve what seems impossible,
Mhm.
and that's always something I live by. You know,
Mm.
it's and what did Mandela say? It's not. It's impossible until it's done. So
Mm.
I live by that. It's impossible until it's done.
Well done. That's good. Well, thank you for this reminder. You can achieve the impossible. I think everyone listening to us today, write it down. This is so because we often get blocked with things that seem impossible because we don't see the road to get there. That's why they feel impossible, right? But as you
Absolutely.
start walking, as you start doing, things start to be clear, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. You have to get just one step. Just one
Mm.
step. It can get very uncomfortable, but just take that one step,
Mhm.
and you're going to do what you need. That one step is going to motivate you. Even when you're sitting there not feeling motivated. Oftentimes we wait to feel motivated. But
Yes, we do. Yeah.
when you're sitting there waiting to feel motivated, that's when you really need to take that one step.
Mm.
Because once you take that one step, you gain momentum, the motivation builds.
And we want the motivation because, and you said it, the motivation, you can have it once in the beginning, but you want to keep it.
Yes,
And you keep it by building it through the momentum.
absolutely.
Yeah. The momentum is needed. You get to build it, and that takes discipline, focus. But you have something so special that you, in your approach, in the way you advise
Mhm.
everyone that you work with, which are tiny steps. Can you tell us about this approach?
The tiny intelligent habits.
Yeah.
I am the type of person who doesn't like to read lengthy text,
Oh,
right?
okay.
I
Mhm.
will break it down into bullet points.
Mhm.
So I am not that, for that reason, if I want to do something, it has to be broken down into bullet points or steps, or structured in a way that makes it easy for me to pick out exactly what I need to understand or what I need to do. So that's why I came up with the tiny emotionally intelligent habits. Um,
Mm.
I want to help my clients just quickly take action by seeing this one, how do I go from here? Yes, I will talk a lot, but if I'm going to give you action, it will be, this is what you're going to do. One,
Mm.
three bullet points, and just, move on, action and move on. So
I love
that's,
that. You
yeah,
simplify every step.
exactly. That
And
was
it
my
doesn't mean that you won't have 100 steps to take, but let's just focus on one and make it simple.
make it simple, one at a
Yeah.
time. One.
One thing at a time. And you chose through your journey. You've done so much. But the way you were explaining it to, it just felt like natural. Okay, I did this and I moved this and I did that and I moved that. but it feels like 3 bullet points in every step, but it's actually a whole thing. It's moving through continents. It's changing your lifestyle. It's readapting again and again. Yeah.
That's interesting when you put it that way. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a lot.
It is a lot. But the way you say it, it just felt like 3 points. Okay, just did that. High school, and we moved. And I love the way you said, because this is your approach to life. And I think this is what we want. And it's a beautiful message to everyone, just to lighten up. Lighten up.
Yes. Yeah.
Lighten up.
Yes. That's my number one lesson in life.
Okay.
Whenever somebody asks me, what would you tell your younger self?
Uh-huh.
Don't take anything too seriously.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It
That,
becomes too heavy when you take it too seriously.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So lighten up. Lighten up. Take things so
It,
like lightweight. Yeah.
life is much more fun when you lighten up.
So
And what better way to do that but than practice mindfulness? Sorry, you were saying.
that's exactly what I was coming to. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I did discover the positivepsychology.com during my process of self-discovery, and they do have a mindfulness course that I took that brought, in addition to the coaching, it brought so much awareness. My what was most profound for me, having run this business, the previous business, so aggressively and growing so gigantically over Africa, and everybody's looking at you like, it was a wow factor. And then stepping away from all of it and trying to, for a couple of years there, I just focused on my family. Now, when I came across mindfulness, one of the biggest lessons I learned from there was, what would happen if you stripped away all of your to-dos, your career, your family, everything that's outside of you, if you stripped it away from you, how would you describe yourself? That's where the ego comes in,
That's hard.
It was so hard to figure out who I am without work, without kids, without a marriage, with all of that. It was
Without all the identities that comes from the outside, right? Yes.
so I really had to narrow my focus inwardly for a long time there, trying to figure myself out again. And in 2020, I went through a divorce. That in itself was just another big hurdle that I had to overcome. And at that time, gladly, I had coaching. So it helped a lot. And the biggest lesson that Brooke Castillo taught me was, if you're going to leave marriage, this was before I left, if you're going to leave a marriage, leave with love. And I know what leave with love.
Absolutely.
But it meant do everything up to that point where you feel, I have done it all and I am okay. I'm happy with what I've given. And I know that I can't do any better. Now it's time for me to decide what's good for me. And that's how I stepped away from my marriage.
Wow. And you stepped with love. So it's almost like be the one chosen and you stay, or be the one to leave. You're in either way, you're the one. So
Absolutely.
keep love, right?
Absolutely.
And the moment you see things this way, you're like always winning as the one.
Absolutely. It has to be about you at some point. All about
It's
you.
always about you. I mean, like when you strip away everything that is about you, who do you find? You, right? Finally. So who did you discover through this work?
What did I discover?
About you through this work.
About me? Oh, the person inside of me. Oh my God. I discovered, for starters, I used to think I was an extrovert. I discovered that I was an introvert. When I need to be, when I need my extrovert instincts to kick in, I can shift into extrovert mode when I'm out there networking or something. But I love peace. I love being by myself. Most importantly, what I discovered was during that hustle, when we started the company NFT, I was doing a lot for the status quo, not for me. And that's how I ended up
You were doing a lot for the statical, like just to make it work. That's it.
doing a lot for my dad,
What?
doing a lot for my, how am I seen by everybody else? Because
Yes, we all have gone through things like that. This is music to my ear and music to so many women. I know they're watching us and I know they feel the same. We
yes,
do so much.
society just teaches us to be somebody that uh, they've defined. And I
Absolutely.
discovered that I don't have to. I do
Mm.
as anybody, you know. It's all about me and what makes me happy, what makes, now that I have a family, what makes my family happy. That's what's important. The most important relationships. I mean, the most important thing in life is to have meaningful relationships. So
And
I
the meaningful relationship has to start with the one with yourself.
absolutely,
And I
absolutely,
think the best way to do it is really to sit with yourself and you're like, who am I?
yes, yes.
Do I know who I am without
That was
everything else?
that is the
Yeah.
biggest lesson I had to learn. Who am I? And
Yeah. Do we really need to go so low to be able to find ourselves always?
sometimes life is going to hit you hard
Mm,
and it's telling you to figure yourself out. You just
mm,
have to listen to the clues or see, watch out for the clues, listen to the cues. But
mm.
we don't have to wait to hit rock bottom to find out who we are. If I had somebody tell me that before, I don't know if I would have believed them anyways.
Mm.
Things
Yeah.
happen exactly the way they are supposed to happen. So I had to hit rock bottom in order to find myself.
Yeah.
For some of us, that's what.
Mm. Thank you for sharing this. Really, thank you. Thank you for being such a beautiful leader and sharing some of this vulnerability that you turned into such a great power. But it connects us.
Absolutely
I
does.
love that. Yeah, we have a lot of beautiful comments here. People are loving the conversation. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice. No need to wait for rock bottom. No one needs to wait for it. No
No,
one.
don't wait
No.
for rock bottom. If you haven't hit it yet, find yourself before you do. You will
Exactly.
find yourself.
Mm. So you also in your work, it's all about also calmness in
Mhm.
leadership. And how can you find that calmness when there is so much chaos around you?
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
brings you back to the groundedness of the calming energy?
So many of us, especially when you're in founder mode, right? Which is, my dad was an entrepreneur. So it was always hustle lifestyle. Granted that in Uganda, we are a little more calmer culturally than the West. But in the West, when the when life seems to be running so fast, you just need to learn how to pull yourself away. I
Mm.
mean, and you're doing it for you, you know.
Yes.
You have to be able to understand that without that calm, the
Mm.
the person that's showing up to lead without the calm
Mm.
is not the is not the best version of you.
Mm.
So calm doesn't mean checking out. It just means showing up grounded, having that energy that's more grounded than all of the chaos around you. And you're more noticeable, by the way, when you're calm. I know I
Mm.
get this a lot. I get a lot of comments from people when we're in either gatherings or even when I speak speaking engagements. I'm often told you speak with so much calm, and yet, you know, you drive the point across.
Oh, yes.
Naturally, I've had to learn to cultivate that for myself.
Mm.
Otherwise, mental health has become such a big deal
Mm.
in years where we are all grappling to run after the world, and we can never catch up with the world. So practicing calmness, especially for the leaders that I talk to, they undermine this a lot, by the way. For example,
Oh.
if you get ready to go to a meeting, What is it that you do to show up
To
as
ground yourself, that's right.
the person that's going to make, better decisions or lead better in that meeting? Find that calm. Take 60 seconds of stillness before walking into the meeting and just ask yourself, these are the tiny habits that I teach. Ask yourself, who do I want to show up as today? What impact do I want to bring today? You know, and let that guide you. When that meeting becomes an argument, exactly, you've made the decision that I'm going to show up as it, the person that drives us to action, or the person that bridges the gap when the meeting is falling apart. Just make a decision, and that calm decision is going to make a better impact than looking for the winning stakes, being the winner of the argument, or trying to drive. Women, we have a tendency of trying to drive our point across because we're sitting probably around a room full of men and we think we're not being heard. Sometimes you just want to sit back, let them grab it out, find the moment where you're going to drop the bomb or bring that powerful contribution to the meeting. You just have to believe that you're showing up because you have an impact you're making in that space.
How do you advise them to calm themselves down? What is the technique that you would use?
So one of the things that I always advise is notice your nervous system, learn your nervous system and how it plays out in various scenarios. These are the things that we often don't think about because the meeting is about a goal. It's about timelines. It's about deadlines. It's about, things that are, I don't know, it's about innovation, whatever it is. How does your nervous system show up in whatever scenario you're going into, right? Whether it's a meeting in person, whether it's a meeting online, whether it's making a decision, how does your nervous system play out? Focus on your nervous system, understand what it does when, and then make a decision on how you want to control your nervous system. You have the power. I mean, I know sometimes our nervous system goes out of whack. For example, some people live with anxiety and they can't do anything about it. It's just there. But if you know that you get anxious before, assuming you're going to present, maybe you need funding from a VC and you're going to present, to the VC. Notice what your nervous system does and then find something that's going to help calm down that nervous system if you step into that meeting. So it's just knowing, how does my nervous system react or act towards different scenarios.
And when you know, then you've already overcome whatever reaction you were supposed to avoid.
Absolutely. That's the first step towards change. You have to know.
You have to know. And it's like with no judgment, with nothing, just know yourself. Absolutely. And often we're scared to discover things because we're so ready to judge ourselves, our own selves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jacinda Ardern, I'm not sure how to say her name, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Yes.
I don't know if you followed how she led during COVID. She was the calmest person. She brought compassion.
She was like an example.
And she's running a country. The whole world is falling apart, right? She was amazing, calm, compassionate, and she had a lot of clarity on of course, she has a team of people who were supporting her decisions and all, but she was such a great example. So when we have so much going on, we always need to find the calm. We always need to know what our nervous system is going to communicate during any situation.
Yeah. And this is one of the number one main characteristic of a leader, is to be on top of, you put it as a nervous system. I want to add to it as emotional intelligence. Like, you know your emotions, you are on top of your emotions. Like, even let's take it a step further, which is emotional maturity, like so mature that, okay, You notice them, you can let them be and honor them, but you don't let them overwhelm you.
Absolutely. And emotional balance is something that many leaders don't think
Mm.
it's required to be a great leader. You know,
Yes.
everything that we do starts with knowing how to balance our emotions. And
Absolutely. Amen to that. Everything we do starts by knowing how to balance our emotions. So beautifully said. It's so
absolutely.
true.
And
Mm.
once we understand what our emotions, what actions our emotions are giving us,
Mm.
then we're able to figure out how to shift our emotions by shifting what we're thinking. Because oftentimes, I mean, we think we feel first, but feeling starts in the brain.
Yes.
It starts in the brain. It's what am I thinking in this moment? And what is it making me feel?
Huh. That's interesting. Like
Yeah,
the feeling will always be ignited by a thought in the brain.
absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. And then your feeling is going to determine how you're going to act in any
Yes.
given situation. It is
Mm.
never about the circumstance. It's always about what am I thinking about a circumstance. That's
Mm.
going to create how you feel about it, and that's going to create the action that you're going to take.
That's the model by Brooke Castillo.
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
is. That's what it is. And you
Life
can
changing motto, isn't it?
and you can reprogram your whole life
Mhm.
based on this very easy steps. How are
Absolutely.
your circumstances? What are you thinking about it? Then how you're feeling? What
Absolutely.
actions are you taking? And then what results will you be receiving?
Absolutely. Love it.
Mm.
Life changing motto, isn't it?
It is a life changing model. And I think it applies to everything, really.
Yes.
And anything we do, like even in my own method, which is the BAL method, the believe, act,
Mhm.
lead, is really, it starts with what you believe inside you. Everything is in your emotional state. And it's not just emotion, because believe, it's the thoughts. So it's like that thought, believe, thought, emotions. Where is it? What is it saying? How does it vibrate? Before
Absolutely.
you can take any action and lead with your results and get the results and receive, right? Receive
Absolutely.
money, receive success, receive everything else. Mm.
The people that work with you are very fortunate.
Oh yeah, and the people that work with you as well. This is yes. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, it's like it's so amazing, and this is what I love about leadership series. I have sisters all around the world, and we created bridges, and we realized that we are so similar in our differences. Isn't
Yes.
that incredible?
Yes.
I'm loving
Yes.
this conversation, but we are about the end of it. And I always ask my guests about their understanding and their own definition of what is it to be a leader and
Mhm.
what does it mean leadership. So let's start with leader. What do you think is a leader?
What it means to be a leader, it's knowing that you don't have to know it all.
Mm,
You
yes.
don't have to know it all.
Mm,
A leader is constantly learning. A leader brings
mm,
people in to their space who are better than they are at
mm,
one specific thing, and then you learn from them, but also you're giving them the support and guidance to grow
mm,
so they can develop in
mm,
other areas.
yes.
But being a leader, it
Mm,
starts with understanding that I don't have to know it all.
absolutely.
Yep. Then forge your way through.
And
Find
then
people who know everything else that you don't know, the best people who know everything else.
I love that.
That
It's such
collaboration, forge your way through.
we have such beautiful comments here, and I'm gonna pull them up here. Oh, fantastic! And it's wonderful to have Janet be part of it. You're part of us. We create this sisterhood. Yes, this sisterhood from around the world, and we're loving it. Thank you, Salma. Also, yes, emotional intelligence and maturity are key. Thank you for this beautiful conversation. This has been so nice. Such an inspiring reminder that rebirth, courage, and inner light fire are part of the leadership journey. Yes. So beautiful.
Love those
So
comments.
much
Oh my
fun.
God. You must have such a great community. And here I am.
You
to
are sister. You're part of it. We created a beautiful sisterhood. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you, everyone, for staying late because it's a bit late for us here in this side of the world. But we had to adapt to being connected with California. Morning time for you. Thank you.
it's been lovely. Thank you so much for the invite.
Thank you for being with me. Thank you, everyone.